The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, February 24, imply some interesting bombshells that will drop in the land of Genoa City. Two characters go on a dinner date, while another person vanishes out of thin air and someone is accused of kidnapping. What's said to unravel during Monday's show? Time to find out. Lily Winters and Damian Kane's dinner date. It looks like Lily Winters will head out on that dinner date she promised with Damian Kane during Monday's show. He's hoping for a romantic connection, while she's looking to get more information from him, so will the two feel any chemistry. Either way, Lily will have her guard up, while Damian tries to flirt the night away. Will sparks fly? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Now, Sharon Newman is missing too. During the Monday, February 24 episode, Mariah Copeland and Nick Newman will grow concerned when they realize Sharon Newman has gone missing again. Considering what's happened recently, there are major red flags about this disappearance, as Sharon wouldn't go anywhere without notifying her family. After all, she was just kidnapped mere weeks ago. What's going on here? Suspicion lies with Phyllis Summers. It looks like during Monday's show, Mariah and Nick will reach out to Chance Chancellor as the cop is already looking into Phyllis Summers' disappearing act. He'll wonder if the two are connected. Everyone knows that Phyllis and Sharon wouldn't just take off together, as they don't get along. With that said, this will likely lead to Mariah suggesting that Phyllis may have something to do with Sharon vanishing. Of course, as everyone believes Ian Ward is long dead, no one will think he could be linked to this. Still, is he the one behind both women disappearing? Or is there a new threat on the horizon in the land of Genoa City? What storyline are you excited to see unravel during Monday's show? Share your thoughts below. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Jolie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. In the simmering depths of Genoa City's turbulent underworld, whispers and rumors had become the currency of power and despair. For weeks, hushed voices spread a scandalous tale. Phyllis was missing, and speculation suggested she was not only alive but entangled in a twisted scheme to kidnap Sharon. However, the rumors were false. Far from a mastermind of cruelty, Phyllis was ensnared in circumstances beyond her control, a true victim of the city's relentless intrigue. The painful memory of Heather's tragic death still loomed. While some mourned, others insisted it was a closed chapter. Meanwhile, Phyllis struggled to navigate the relentless tide of misfortune, tormented by her children's suffering and the aching absence of her beloved wife. Daniel, overwhelmed by grief, had withdrawn into despair, and the vicious rumors only deepened the city's fractures. Instead of the orchestrator of chaos, Phyllis was painted as a villain when she was, in truth, a casualty of betrayal and misfortune. Elsewhere, tensions boiled between Claire, Kyle, and Summer. A provocative hug between Kyle and Summer ignited Claire's fury, pushing her toward a calculated vendetta. Determined to crush Summer's ambitions, Claire plotted a series of manipulations to secure Kyle's love exclusively for herself. Simultaneously, another dangerous conspiracy was taking shape. Behind closed doors, Jack and Diane deliberated a shocking move: the elimination of Victor. To them, Victor's ruthless ambition was the root of their suffering, and Diane proposed a radical solution, removing him permanently. It was a proposal fraught with peril, carrying the potential to shift the city's power dynamics while risking devastating consequences. As these multifaceted dramas converged, the residents of Genoa City stood at a crossroads where every decision carried irrevocable consequences. Phyllis fought to reclaim her dignity, Claire's vendetta escalated, and Jack and Diane weighed the risk of a deadly move against Victor. In the midst of this turmoil, Kyle remained paralyzed by indecision, torn between duty and desire. Meanwhile, an overdue reunion between Amy and her estranged son, Damian, unraveled years of unresolved pain. Diagnosed with aggressive cancer, Amy faced an uncertain future, while Damon, hardened by time and separation, struggled with guilt. Their argument was a painful reckoning of missed opportunities, their bond teetering on the edge of irreparable damage. Nate, a desperate mediator, implored Damon to reconcile before time ran out. His emotional plea cut through the tension, forcing both mother and son to confront the truth. Without forgiveness, they faced a future filled with regret. Amidst these personal storms, another sinister subplot brewed: the toxic relationship between Holden and Audra, defined by manipulation and deceit, threatened to end fragile alliances. Once a trusted confidant, Audra secretly planned her escape from Genoa City, determined to sever ties with the past. Yet, as Nate remained absorbed in Amy and Damon's reconciliation, he remained oblivious to the storm brewing in his periphery. In Genoa City, where ambition, betrayal, and redemption intertwined, survival depended on navigating treacherous waters. Every whispered rumor, act of vengeance, and desperate plea shaped the fate of its inhabitants, leaving them to grapple with one looming question: who would emerge victorious, and at what cost? The young and the restless spoilers for next week's episodes of the hit CBS soap tease February sweeps are finally heating up. After mostly more of the same for sweeps month, My and R is stirring the pot in the final week. There's movement on many fronts, including what happened to Phyllis Michelle. Holden and Damian will still be at the forefront, but their storylines are shifting. In true soap fashion, a couple of twists and turns are coming our way to end sweeps month. One of those twists involves Sharon vanishing too. Phyllis and Sharon are nowhere to be found. This week, Daniel and Summer sounded the alarm bells when Phyllis became MIA. When Nick and Mariah reveal Sharon is also missing, worry mounts for both women. Meanwhile, Phyllis and Sharon find themselves in quite a predicament, and it has iron written all over it. The two enemies will be forced to work together to save themselves, but it won't be easy. Sharon faces an unthinkable decision, while Phyllis stands her ground because things look bleak for her. Before the week ends, Phyllis and Sharon's loved ones turn on each other as they suspect the other of foul play. Audra comes clean. In a very unsoap-like move, Audra tells Nate the truth about her connection to Holden. Will she tell him the whole truth, including Tucker's involvement? After she talks to Nate, Audra makes a beeline to set boundaries for Holden. Audra doesn't want his being in Genoa City to jeopardize her relationship with Nate, which we all know it will. Over with Damian, he decides to stick around, and it's not because of Amy. Damian sets his sights on getting to know Lily, but is his reason personal or professional? Other Y and R tidbits. In an attempt to keep a lid on what's happening with Sharon and Phyllis, Daniel and Nick keep Phyllis' disappearance from Billy. Victor warns Nick about Sharon once he learns she's missing again. Speaking of Victor, he has a new assignment for Michael that will help Lily out. Elsewhere in Genoa City, Chelsea and Adam are using their scheming skills against each other. This time, though, it's all in the name of love as they finally reunite. Who's ready for an exciting week on the hit CBS soap? In other soap news, Beyond the Gates premieres next week, and Y and R stars are supporting the show. You can read what they had to say here. In Genoa City, tensions rise as Nate confides in Audra about his growing concerns regarding Damian's silence. Sensing something is off, Audra tries to reassure him, but Amy, already weary of the uncertainty, feels like a failure in reconnecting with her son. Nate takes responsibility, believing his past actions have pushed Damian further away. Despite their support, Amy makes the painful decision to return home, convinced that Damian has simply moved on. Meanwhile, at Crimson Lights, Holden warns Damian that their time in Los Angeles is running out, urging him to return. However, Damian insists that plans have changed, though not because of his mother. Holden speculates whether another woman is keeping him in town, and Damian smirks at the suggestion. When he encounters Lily Winters, he seizes the opportunity to introduce himself, revealing his connection to Amy Lewis. Lily is taken aback, but keeps her composure, intrigued by his presence in town. She confronts him about his reluctance to return to Ley, suspecting that there's more to his story. Damian, charmed by her directness, offers to buy her coffee and explain himself. Elsewhere, Daniel grows increasingly worried about his mother, Phyllis. He leaves multiple voicemails, urging her to call him back, but there's no response. When Summer arrives with alarming news from Paris, it only heightens his fears. Billy, initially dismissive, reassures Daniel that Phyllis sounded fine when he last spoke to her. However, as Daniel presses further, Billy realizes the situation is more serious than he first thought. The possibility of Phyllis vanishing without a trace starts to sink in, leaving them all on edge. At Nate's house, Audra prepares for a secret meeting with Holden, determined to leverage the opportunity to bring Damian back to Amy. Amy warns her to be cautious, but Audra remains resolute. When she meets Holden at Society, she makes her intentions clear. This isn't about romance. It's about convincing Damian to see his mother one last time. Holden is hesitant, revealing that Damian is still in town, not just because of unresolved family issues, but also due to a mystery woman. Audra demands to know who she is, but Holden refuses to betray Damian's trust. Back at Crimson Lights, Damian confesses to Lily that her presence played a role in his decision to stay. Flattered yet wary, Lily reminds him that his mother desperately wants to see him, and Nate is trying to rebuild their bond. Damian remains bitter, feeling that Amy always tried to mold him into someone he wasn't. Lily, sensing his pain, challenges him. Was his rapid success truly earned, or did he take shortcuts? Damian dodges the question, claiming he makes his own rules. When Lily urges him to give his mother some peace before leaving town, Damian scoffs, unwilling to embrace a brother he barely knows. His anger simmers, making him an unpredictable force in Genoa City. As Daniel and Summer weigh their next move regarding Phyllis, Nate and Audra hold on to hope that Damian might reconsider his stance. But with unresolved secrets lingering in the air, one question remains. Will Damian face his past, or will he disappear just like Phyllis? In The Young and the Restless, shocking secrets threaten to unravel everything as Damian King exposes Amy Lewis's criminal past. The revelation shakes the Winters family to its core, especially Lily Winters, who has always stood by those she loves. However, when Damian presents undeniable proof of Amy's dark history, Lily realizes that the truth might be too devastating for Nate Hastings to handle. Lily has always been protective of Nate, but when she starts investigating Amy's past, she soon realizes there is more at stake than just family loyalty. Amy, Nate's biological mother, has spent years keeping her past hidden, but Lily's instincts tell her that the truth could change everything. As she digs deeper, she realizes that only one person might have the answers she seeks, Damian King. Despite his complicated history with the Winters family, Damian holds crucial information about Amy's past, making him both a valuable ally and a dangerous enemy. Reluctantly, Lily approaches Damian, knowing she must strike a deal with someone she does not trust. Damian, always one to capitalize on an opportunity, doesn't make things easy. But when he finally reveals the truth, it's worse than Lily could have imagined. Amy Lewis, the woman Nate has loved and trusted all his life, was once an assassin. Even more shocking, Amy is responsible for a murder that hits far too close to home. Nate has spent his entire life believing his mother was a normal, loving parent. But when signs of deception begin to surface and Lily's concerns grow louder, Nate starts to sense that something is terribly wrong. However, nothing could prepare him for the truth that Amy killed someone in cold blood. Worse yet, the victim was tied to someone in their own family. This revelation shatters Nate's world, leaving him struggling with how to reconcile the mother he knew with the monster she might be. But Amy isn't the only one at risk. Damian, seeing an opportunity, decides to use this secret for his own gain. He begins to blackmail Amy, threatening to expose her past if she doesn't comply with his demands. For Amy, this is a nightmare scenario. If Nate learns the truth, everything she has built could come crashing down. She is willing to do anything to keep her past buried, but Damian holds all the power. As Amy lives in constant fear of exposure, Nate grows more suspicious. The tension within the Winters family reaches a breaking point as secrets threaten to explode. Meanwhile, Lily feels torn. Should she protect Nate from this devastating truth, or does he deserve to know who his mother really is? She fears that once the truth comes out, there will be no way to repair the damage. Meanwhile, Damian's presence complicates things further. His history with the Winters family has never been smooth, and now, with this explosive information in his hands, he holds more power than ever before. As the confrontation between him and Amy intensifies, it becomes clear that their past is more intertwined than anyone realized. Damian blames Amy for the death of his own father, and this secret only fuels his hatred. In a tense and emotional showdown, Damian finally confronts Amy, accusing her of destroying lives, including his own. The argument escalates, with both of them revealing painful truths they had long kept hidden. Damian's rage is evident. He has spent years resenting Amy, believing that she abandoned his father in his final moments. Amy, on the other hand, insists that she had no choice. She carries her own guilt and regret, but nothing she says can erase the pain Damian has endured. As their battle unfolds, Lily watches helplessly, knowing that this truth could destroy everything. She must decide whether to shield Nate from the painful revelation, or let him face the harsh reality of who his mother truly is. Meanwhile, Damian must choose whether to let his anger consume him or finally put the past to rest. Claire meets Kyle at Crimson Lights and gives him earbuds as an apology for her grandfather's treatment of him. Kyle appreciates the gift, but Claire regrets persuading him to dinner, knowing now that Victor won't give them a chance. Kyle expected Victor's resistance, warning her that his hatred for the Abbotts extends to him. Claire insists she won't let her grandfather control her life. They share a kiss, determined not to let Victor break them apart. Victor's mysterious intel on Damian Kane. Victor welcomes Lily to the ranch, revealing what he's uncovered about Damian Kane. He describes Damian's swift business success and his connection to Aristotle Dumas, a market-savvy figure who may be involved in shady dealings. Lily, intrigued yet more uncertain about Damian, wonders what she's getting into. Damian and Amy's emotional confrontation. At Nate's place, Damian agrees to speak with his mother alone. Amy pleads for his forgiveness, wanting him and Nate to reconnect. Damian is hesitant. Years of resentment can't be erased in one conversation. He accuses Amy of detaching herself while his father was dying, but she reveals the truth. She had to work multiple jobs to pay the bills after his father let their insurance lapse. Damian, realizing he never saw her struggle, is shaken. He's not ready to forgive, but he promises to tell her in person if he can't. They share an emotional hug. Summer's mother goes missing. At Crimson Lights, Summer confides in Kyle that her mother has been missing for over 24 hours. Though she hopes for an innocent explanation, she can't shake her fear. Kyle reassures her, but Claire watches uncomfortably as Summer leans on him for support. Later, Summer warns Claire that Victor always gets what he wants, and may still find a way to break her and Kyle up. Claire refuses to let that happen. Damian and Lily's dinner date. Damian meets Nate at the GZAC, admitting his talk with Amy was heavy but unsure if it changed anything. Nate encourages him to give her another chance. Later, Lily joins Damian, eager to hear about his conversation with Amy, but only if she agrees to dinner. She accepts. Meanwhile, Nate reassures Amy that Damian may still come around. Victor demands answers. At the ranch, Victor ponders Aristotle Dumas's involvement and calls Michael with a new assignment. The mystery deepens. Forget Waldo. In Soaps.com's latest Young and Restless spoilers for Monday, February 24 through Friday, February 28, it's all about where are Sharon and Phyllis. As the search for Nick's missing exes begins, Adam goes all out to dazzle Chelsea, to excellent results. Audra drops a bombshell on Nate, and Victor brings in the big guns for Lily's sake. Get the scoop on these teasers and more below. Young and Restless spoilers week of February 24. Young and Restless spoilers for Monday, February 24. What the? Phyllis and Sharon are missing in action. Why do we suspect that this has something to do with the fact that Ian Ward isn't as dead as everyone thinks he is? Chelsea plots her next move with Adam, and this time, it won't just be in his dreams. In what promises to be a defining moment in their relationship, Audra tells Nate the truth about Holden. Restless rant. Young and Restless, Sharon and Phyllis go missing. Why it's not surprising. Plus, Damian's big secret, Victor versus Jack, Summer/Kyle/Claire, and more. Young and Restless spoilers for Tuesday, February 25. Phyllis finds herself in dire circumstances, while Sharon is forced to make a difficult decision. Will the longtime Nemesis discover that they are one another's only hope? Young and Restless spoilers for Wednesday, February 26. Victor and Lily spat behind them. He recruits Michael to help Neil's daughter. Making himself at home, Nate's newfound half-brother Damian puts down roots in Genoa City. Being a Newman, Adam pulls out all the stops to impress Chelsea. Some of the stops just wasn't gonna cut it. Young and Restless spoilers for Thursday, February 27. Victor warns Nick about Sharon, who at this point really needs an OSHA clock to mark the number of days between calamities. At long last, love, Adam and Chelsea give in to temptation. Phyllis stands her ground, so why do we have a hunch the ground on which she stands is shaky at best? Young and Restless spoilers for Friday, February 28. Figuring that the less Billy knows, the better, Nick and Daniel keep a secret from Phyllis' business partner. Now that Audra has filled in Nate, she sets boundaries with Holden. Suspicion mounts about Phyllis and Sharon, and while we're sure they'll emerge from their predicament alive and well, what we really want to know is whether they'll come out the other side, being civil. Just when fans thought the Young and the Restless couldn't get any more dramatic, a shocking twist is about to shake Genoa City to its core. Chance Chancellor stumbles upon a jaw-dropping secret, one that could turn Victoria Newman's world upside down. Could it be true that Claire is not actually her daughter? And if so, who is she really? Let's dive into this game-changing revelation. Chance overhears Cole's startling confession. Chance Chancellor has been getting closer to the Newman family lately, but he never expected to uncover a truth that could destroy them. While in a seemingly innocent conversation, Chance happens to overhear Cole Howard dropping a bombshell, something about Claire's true identity. His heart pounds as he listens in. Could it be possible that Claire is not actually Victoria's long-lost daughter? If so, why would Cole keep such a devastating secret from Victoria? And most importantly, who is Claire if she's not her biological child? Claire's true parentage is sinister cover-up. Ever since Claire Grace entered the picture, her identity has been a mystery. After all, she was raised by the manipulative Jordan, who orchestrated a cruel revenge plot against the Newman family. But what if Claire was never Victoria's daughter to begin with? Could Jordan have switched babies all those years ago, feeding Victoria and Cole a lie to lure them into her trap? If Claire isn't their daughter, then where is the real one? The possibility sends shivers down Chance's spine. Victoria's world is about to crumble. Victoria has just started to embrace Claire, believing she's the daughter she lost so many years ago. But if this secret gets out, it could destroy her. She has fought so hard to welcome Claire into her life, even against her father Victor's warnings. When the truth comes out, Will she be able to handle it? Or will she spiral into a heartbreak that sends shockwaves through Genoa City? And how will she react when she realizes that Cole, her ex and Claire's supposed father, has been keeping this secret from her? Chance's dilemma: expose the truth or stay silent? Chance now faces an impossible decision. Should he tell Victoria the devastating truth and risk shattering her world? Or should he keep quiet until he has undeniable proof? One thing is for sure: if this secret gets out, it will change the Newman family forever. Victor will go into full-on protective mode, demanding answers and seeking vengeance. Meanwhile, Nikki, already struggling with her own demons, could completely unravel. And what about Claire? If she isn't Victoria's daughter, where does she belong? Could she have been an innocent pawn in Jordan's twisted scheme all along? What happens next? As the truth inches closer to the surface, fans can expect explosive confrontations, shocking revelations, and a whole lot of drama. Will Victoria lose everything she's fought for? And will the real identity of her daughter finally be revealed? One thing is certain: The Young and the Restless is about to deliver one of its biggest twists yet. Amanda Amy Lewis made her return to The Young and the Restless last year. As part of her storyline, the character revealed she is in dire health. However, some fans think a big twist is on the horizon, and they think they've been picking up clues. However, some fans have other ideas. Amy's return to The Young and the Restless came with an alliance with Nate. Amanda Amy Lewis has been part of the soap since 1983. While the role was originated by Stephanie E. Williams in 1983, Valerie Pettiford took over the role in 2024. Back in the 1980s, she was known for her stories with Nathan Purdy's Nathan. Since her most recent return, Amy came with two surprises. First, Nathan's son Nate has a half-brother, Damian. In addition, she revealed she is dying of cancer. With this revelation, Amy wants to reunite with Damian with what little time she has left. As noted by SoapHub, while recruiting Nate to help her, the two themselves forming a bond together. However, not all fans trust Amy. In particular, taking to Reddit, one fan wrote, "Who else thinks Amy is faking?" Some viewers agree, others think it's all in fans' heads. As the fan continued, "Why doesn't she go to the doctor? Why doesn't she let Nate pull strings for her? She's always telling Nate no whenever he offers help. I don't understand it, just seems weird. Makes it seem like she's got something to hide." As one fan replied, "This whole storyline is pissing me off and I'm so over it. None of it makes sense, and I no longer have the patience to wait for the underwhelming ending that will surely come." As SoapHub noted, this has been something that fans have been wondering for quite a while. As another Reddit post mentioned, Nate of all people should have his radar up for someone pretending to be deathly ill but refusing expert medical care. The fan continued, "He should have done a background check on her. Him moving her into his house just seems OFF." The post also noted it was suspicious that Amy's own son appeared to cut himself off from her. On the more recent Reddit post, fans shared their own opinions. Some agreed that the story didn't make sense. Others think the storyline might be more complicated. A few just think fans are making up scenarios inside their heads. Some comments include, "Exactly. This is one of the dumbest storylines they have written. I don't know, but I don't think she's necessarily faking her illness, because what would be the reason to? Amy's not been believable from the beginning. There are so many questions that deserve answers. Some have been asked by Nate and Audra, and some are just left hanging. If Amy's husband Jackson was a very successful physician, why is Amy destitute, and why could she not fund her own PI? Also, wouldn't there have been anything left in a will for Damian at that time also? People think Amy's faking because they're trying to create a story where none exists. Genoa City is once again at the center of a storm as Damian makes a jaw-dropping confession that changes everything, while Phyllis's sudden disappearance sends shockwaves through the town. In the latest Young and the Restless drama, secrets unravel, alliances shift, and everyone is left questioning what's real and what's just a clever manipulation. Let's dive into all the stunning revelations shaking up the Newman family and beyond. Phyllis goes missing, a sinister twist. The drama kicks off with an eerie absence. Phyllis fails to show up for her usual morning breakfast. What seems like a small oversight quickly turns into a full-fledged mystery. Summer is immediately worried, but her reaction sparks curiosity. Is her concern purely maternal, or could there be something more calculated behind her distress? Phyllis has always been a strong-willed, independent force in Genoa City, making her sudden disappearance all the more suspicious. Has she gone into hiding to protect herself from an unknown threat, or is someone keeping her away against her will? And with Summer at the heart of this crisis, is she truly a victim, or could she be using the situation to her advantage? Perhaps to grow closer to Kyle or realign herself within the Newman power structure. Damian's stunning confession, a game changer? As the search for Phyllis intensifies, Damian steps into the spotlight with a revelation that leaves everyone stunned. Up until now, his presence in Genoa City has been an enigma, charming yet mysterious, never revealing too much. But now, the truth is out, and it's even more shocking than anyone expected. Damian finally admits the real reason he came to town. Is it a selfless act, a way to protect someone close to him, or is it tied to a dark past he's been trying to outrun? His confession hints at deep-seated motivations, past betrayals, and hidden loyalties that may change his standing with major players like Lily Winters, and even his estranged family. But here's where things get even more twisted. Could Damian's confession be nothing more than a carefully timed distraction? With Victor Newman already digging into his past, some believe that Damian is throwing out a diversion to keep the focus off something even bigger. Is he truly coming clean? Or is this just another calculated move in the ever-evolving game of deception? The Newmans in crisis. Victor hunts for the truth. With Phyllis missing and Damian dropping bombshells, Victor Newman wastes no time launching an intense investigation. His relentless pursuit of the truth has always kept the Newman empire strong, but this time, the stakes are personal. As Victor uncovers more about Damian's past, he realizes that the situation is far more complex than he originally thought. With every clue he follows, it becomes clear that Genoa City is sitting on a powder keg of secrets. Could Damian's confession be the key to something even more sinister? And what if Phyllis's disappearance isn't a standalone event, but rather part of a much bigger scheme? The tangled web of secrets and deception threatens to shake the Newman dynasty to its core. Summer's hidden agenda, genuine concern or power play. While Summer appears heartbroken over her mother's disappearance, there's an underlying tension in her actions. Could she be using this tragedy to shift the balance of power within the Newman family? Summer has always been ambitious, and with Kyle's attention wavering, she might see this as an opportunity to strengthen her position. Is her emotional display real, or is she using Phyllis's absence as a stepping stone for her own gain? Her ability to maneuver within the family's inner circle could prove to be a game changer. But if Summer is playing a strategic game, she might not be the only one. Fan theories. What's really happening? The shocking developments have fans buzzing with theories. Here are some of the most talked about possibilities. Damian's confession is a smokescreen. He might be hiding something even more dangerous, possibly linked to Phyllis's disappearance. Could he be involved in a bigger conspiracy? Summer's concern isn't what it seems. Could she be using the crisis to manipulate her way back into Kyle's life and solidify her place in the Newman empire? Victor's investigation will expose long-buried secrets. As he digs deeper, could he uncover hidden truths that shake the very foundation of the family? What's next in Genoa City? With the tension at an all-time high, the coming episodes promise even more shocking twists. Will Damian's confession lead to redemption, or will it destroy his standing in the city? What dark truths will Victor uncover in his relentless investigation? And most importantly, where is Phyllis, and what does her disappearance mean for everyone involved? The Young and the Restless continues to prove that in Genoa City, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Secrets are unraveling, betrayals are on the horizon, and the stakes have never been higher. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride.